Hello, everyone. We're here with James Bang again, live from Hong Kong. I have Chris Ellis with us. And James, you have some breaking news about the Hong Kong government and the protests there. Tell us about it.
Well, we're here in Causeway Bay today, which is the first time we've covered this area of the protest. We're on the intersection of Hennessy Road and Percival Street. This is one of the main shopping areas here in Causeway Bay. But we have learnt some breaking news just around 7:40 p.m. today. The Chief Secretary, Carrie Lam, hosted a press conference and informed the media that the government is breaking off talks with the students tomorrow. The scheduled 4 p.m. talks with the students are now off. And the reason she said they're calling talks is because the students actually urged more supporters to come out tomorrow at 3:30 to put pressure on the government just to show how many people are actually behind this. And the government responded with that by actually cancelling the talks. So we're in a state of limbo right now. No one knows what's next, and that's just a real state of confusion.
Sounds a bit like tit for tat because, of course, previously it was the protesters that called off the talks.
Yes.
Yeah,
So now
very well
they've
could be.
And,
I thought
and
it
dare I
was
say it,
interest- I
sounds
thought it
rather
was
cute. Oh, go ahead, James.
I thought it was rather interesting that they did it so far in advance of the actual scheduled talks. Um, I thought that it would have been a better strategy actually on their part to wait until the talks were scheduled and just not show up, or because now it gives the protesters time to reorganize and get back on the streets again. And if they would have just not showed up to the talks or canceled at the last minute, it would have been a different story. Now, I think they're just adding fuel to the fire by canceling them this far in advance, because the talks were scheduled for 3 p.m. on Friday, which is 6 hours from now, I believe. Is that right, James?
No, it's 9 p.m. here, so it's almost another
18
20.
hours.
It was scheduled for 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now the talks are off.
Okay, so it was scheduled for 19 hours from now. So that gives the protesters, they called it off a half hour ago, so that gives the protesters 19 and a half hours to get get back on the streets again. And this is coming up on a Friday and the weekend again. So I think the protest is going to probably get bigger again.
And I would agree with that assessment. I do think now that the government has shown its sincerity and have broken up talks, a lot of people will probably come out tonight, tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, but tonight the worry is they might clear the area, right? Because the scheduled talks is tomorrow, so tomorrow's a Friday, so yes, you'd expect a lot of people to come out, but what about tonight? Tonight is quite worrying. This is when we're weak on a Thursday night, and this is exactly what we showed last week as well. Thursday night, Friday morning was the weakest time of the protest, where the thugs came in and cleared up the whole spot. So who knows, we might see another attempt to clear up the area tomorrow, or even in the middle of the night tonight, as they have broken off scheduled talks for tomorrow.
Why would you think that Thursday is the weakest time?
Because people come out on Friday night. They've got nothing to lose on Saturday, so they come out after work in drones on Friday. It's like another Friday night. Instead of spending it at a bar or watching a movie, they'll come out to the protest and hang out here, listen to democracy talks, and hang out. So I do believe Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, that's when there'd be a lot of momentum again. Thursday night, Friday morning would be a very weak point for the protesters, which was also demonstrated last week. So we're here. This is actually the busiest intersection in the world normally in Causeway Bay. It's outside a big department store called Sogo, where you see many luxury brands. You've got Miu Miu, Burberry, Gucci, So this whole shopping area was disrupted. However, shops are open again. Shops are open as usual, as there aren't that many protesters. But the actual street is still occupied and blocked off. But what's happening here is there's a talk on democracy. There's about a crowd of 100 people that gathered to listen to this talk.
Oh, we should also mention that the New Yorker magazine or online just did a story about James, and we tweeted out the link and stuff to that on Twitter. We'll add that to the description below as well if you're interested. That goes into the kind of the shady side of the Chinese government actions involved into the protests.
Yeah, so actually, as soon as you said that, my phone just shook and said I got a message from Louisa, who's the professor of journalism who wrote that piece. So we've got to thank her for really portraying the true side of the thuggery that happened last Friday. She really understands the background of the culture and the history of the use of this kind of tactics. And she really understood that people here in Hong Kong weren't surprised by it. Everyone immediately said, the instant reaction was, God, they were paid. The country just knew it. And she just understood it from our point of view, because she is a Hong Konger, even though she's an American Hong Kong person. So culturally and historically, she was the right person to really cover that piece. So I'd like to thank her first for doing a great job for the New Yorker.
Yeah, and the one thing that for people that were just read the article, I would have liked to have seen more in there about some of the positive aspects that have come out of the protest too. Yesterday we covered a lot of the art and the community and the togetherness in the protests that I think is just a wonderful part of it.
So do you guys want to capture this? We actually have a library that's open here, which is for the protesters just to read books. And it says, welcome to donate books here. Next to here you see another yellow umbrella. And the message here says, say something. So anyone's welcome to grab a pen and just write whatever they feel and post it up here on the side street. There's very little police present here. Very, very little actually. But if you look here, there's an artist actually. It's like a giant canvas. Let's see what they're doing over here. And people have gathered. This is one of the most creative revolutions we've ever seen anywhere. So let's see what's going on right now. So here's the artist explaining what's going on to one of the audience members.
And the amount of artists that are out during this protest has just been mind-boggling to me that, there's been so many artists out for this and out creating art. I've never seen anything like it.
You see a message here for love, peace, love. So what it looks like here is it's actually not just the artist who's painting it, it's got the whole community involved. And these are actually micro dot stickers of they're micro images of protesters that is actually glued on there. So he's cut them out from a magazine. So So he's done little magazine cutouts of protesters' pictures, and he's actually scratched them on one of the buildings right here.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that done before.
Here you see the yin and the yang cinnamon straw wrap. Also a yellow umbrella, the yellow and black colors.
Yeah, I've really noticed a yellow and black theme during this, which is kind of a voluntarist color scheme. And I don't know if that's intentional or if it's just...
Is the red and black the ANCAP?
Yes. No, red and black is ANCOM.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I love this human creativity. I love the way these people are just bursting to have their ideas expressed in the world, and they want to be free, and that's a very natural human thing.
And over here, it looks like a cutout of the 17-year-old student leader, Joshua Wong, of his hands crossed.
And the protest, like yesterday, it looked like the protest had turned into an art gallery.
Yeah. There's the word art. I love Hong Kong. And what the artist said is he's probably going to donate this after, and if there's any funds raised from it, he'll donate them towards the volunteers. So let's see if we can ask him some questions here. Do you mind if we ask you some questions, please, about what's happening here?
Would you like my Facebook page?
Can we get people to like his Facebook page?
We can certainly read out the URL.
Can we bring it up live on the screen? Can someone bring it up?
Sure. Tell us what it is.
Can you tell us your Facebook page, please?
Yeah.
So let's bring it up on screen for everyone to see. Okay. So he's got the sign. Please check out like.
Not painter is important, otherwise you would
Francesco Painter.
and you will see the photos of the event of yesterday, and then of course so everyone leave tomorrow will post tomorrow. If you check it, there's the photos of yesterday. So you see the people working on this yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll put some other stuff. If you can want to comment, you can comment, whatever.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay, yes. So Francesco, are you
Thank you. You have to do a building after. You gotta do a building. Stay here,
So Francesco, are you from Italy then?
Yes.
And how long have you lived in Hong Kong?
9 years.
9 years. So that does make you a Hong Kong resident. So guys, so just in case you don't know, if you've lived in Hong Kong for 7 years, that makes you a permanent resident. So he's now a Hong Kong citizen.
Yes. Can I? Yes, you do it. Can I have people doing this?
Absolutely.
Come here.
So he's going to help demonstrate some of the volunteers here and teach them how to participate. So let's see.
So which area do you like? I think I need to take out which color would you like? I think it's Okay, anyone else?
So now he's got this one volunteer artist set up now.
So I tell you the idea.
Sure, please tell us the story behind the piece. What's actually happening here?
So I am a Causeway Bay-based painter, and I do a lot of landscapes about Hong Kong. They look a little bit like this, and I always use acrylic. At the same time, I use paper cuttings and collage, and I always embed messages into the, in form of windows or advertisement. Normally, the messages are pretty light and
are they political?
No,
No.
normally not. But for this event, I thought I should be a little bit deeper and more, and talk about what's going on here. So I wanted to do something a little bit with a deeper meaning in a way. At the same time, I wanted the people to come in and help me because I think it's important that the people have a say.
So you want the community to participate in the final piece, and it's not just you.
Yes.
You want everyone involved.
Yes. So yesterday there were many people coming here and putting messages about what they think about the situation. You can see all the paper cuttings. And immediately I realized it was too small for the amount of people. So I decided I wasn't in time to buy a new canvas. So I decided to take an old piece that I wasn't too happy with and try to destroy it and try to convert it and make it a one piece. So it's a bigger piece, it's a little bit more powerful. And I'm very keen that this doesn't get understood like a commercial. I mean, okay, it's bringing me advertisement. I'm very keen to donate this piece either to help those guys out there buy water, buy whatever, or donate it to the university as a memory of the event. So
there's going to be no profit from this piece.
No. If you can help me and if you can suggest for this how to donate it and how what to do with this.
I'm actually a volunteer here. I've been volunteering since last Monday, so I can definitely.
Do you have ideas?
Absolutely, we can help you out. Sure.
This when it's done.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking to paint every day here for 4 hours until Sunday or until I finish it. When it's at the reasonable stage, I'll bring it home, fix all the edges to make it smooth, varnish it. When it's a piece that I truly am happy with, like the ones that I finish off, I'll give it away.
Oh, great. So I can put you in touch either with the student group or directly with the volunteers. We'll keep in touch, Francesco. And I can.
Give you a card?
Sure. I actually do have one already. You gave me one earlier.
Okay, cool.
And we'll keep in touch then. Thank you so much. Is there any other message you'd like to give to the
I
people
just want the
watching?
people not to be shy, come in, have fun, enjoy, and
All right.
what I want to say.
Thank you. That's Francesco right there. He's a Hong Kong artist based here in the district of Causeway Bay, where he set this piece up for anyone to come and contribute and help out and participate in creating this beautiful piece of artwork.
Yeah, and we had his Facebook page we showed on the screen there for a little while, and he has some really nice pictures.
I tweeted it out as well, so if you're following me at Mr. Chris Ellis, you can check it out.
He was actually looking for a place to donate this afterwards, so we can I can definitely put him in touch with the right people and have those funds put into good use for the students. So.
That's really amazing. The charity that's coming out of this too. You know, I saw the story about the American football player that it's swindled money out of the charity to have an orgy with 4 women, and I was like, oh, what a mess that is. And here we can raise money with Bitcoin, send the money directly to the people on the ground, watch it over the internet here on video, being directly buying food, 100% of the donations going to buy the food, and actually watch the people eating it.
We do love Lenin here in Hong Kong.
Yes, John Lennon is very popular there. I had commented on that yesterday, how he's been gone since 1981 and still very influential, his message of peace.
This right here is the defaced police logo of Hong Kong. So in the middle, there'd be some, blue police drawing to complete the logo. Instead, they left the middle blank and put a red line right through. So this is like a protester's version of the Hong Kong police logo. And right next here, speaking of the Hong Kong police, they have a little gathering.
James's favourite thing to do.
Actually, this is the busiest intersection in the world right here. This right here, you'll normally have millions of people crossing, but as you can see, there's actually, this is nothing. Normally, this road would be packed at this time, and you wouldn't be able to move, but it's quite empty. So you do notice a noticeable drop of shoppers at this intersection.
James, could you move away from the traffic lights? You're quite close to the beeper thing.
Well, that was a traffic light making that noise? I was wondering
Yeah.
if somebody had an alarm on their computer or what.
No,
Yeah, make a wish.
right.
They're a very distinctive feature of Hong Kong, actually.
The reason they have the sound is for the deaf, blind people.
Blind people, yeah.
So this gentleman right here has been here, I've seen him for a couple hours now, and he's just stood here holding the sign at one end, and it says, American Revolution. Could you tell us what this says in English, please, the Chinese?
You speak English? Yes. We want.
So we're here, and we'd love to share with everyone what your...
we want Siwa Leung, the chief executive, to step down. Okay.
So that's the message. We want the chief executive to Siwa Leung to step down, and that's what he has on the board here. Umbrella Revolution, chief executive Siwa Leung, step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that image with the umbrella. That's a really powerful motif because an umbrella is such a defensive. It's not, you know, it's not a weapon. Yet it is a kind of weapon, you know, because it kind of looks like a gun. It kind of looks projectile, and yet you use it to defend yourself from the rain. So I really like that motif.
The penguin from Batman.
Yes, has all these kind of cultural symbols.
So we're going to go in here now. I can't access it from here, but we can go around, and then I'll be able to go in and we can look at some of the art and some of the different pieces that are up here in more detail. We'll leave my best friends alone for now.
No police trolling yet? It's too early.
No police trolling.
Too early for that. Well, no police trolling.
James is clearly the aggressor in that dynamic, isn't he? Like, they actually seem quite pathetic.
The police, they're like, oh no, not him.
Yes, you're like, James is bullying the Hong Kong police constantly. Like,
By the way, they call me the trouble journalist. I have a nickname now amongst the Hong Kong police.
That's good. The people in these supposed authority positions should not be people that we fear. They should fear the people.
I mean, you know, I would love to
don't
map out
advertise Visa on this network, please. Do not advertise Visa.
yellow, you know. You know, I'd love to map out the route the police took me on. That little, you know, that roundabout, and we could position where we started, where the police station is, what the direct route would have been.
You could easily do that.
Oh, it'd be neat to see it on Google Maps. Just take a marker and draw the path.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's something we should do to actually show the audience what route they led. Just to think I'd give up.
Because you don't really get a sense of it on the ground like you would from a drawing from overhead.
Right.
Don't take freedom for... I always get a kick, especially in the United States, when people talk about freedom. It's supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave here. And, you know, people just don't understand what freedom even is.
Now, this is a very interesting sign. If you get arrested, this is the number to call. The lawyers, the pro-Occupy movement lawyers, will come and defend you.
They have 8-digit phone numbers there?
Yes. So if you do get arrested, that's the number to call, and help will come.
I was thinking of that episode of the IT Crowd when they changed the emergency services number to that great big long phone number. If you've ever seen that show, it was quite funny.
Isn't this crazy? There's a protest right after, you know, there's YSL, Gucci, all these big brands right next to us.
It looks like it's just a regular shopping day there with all the people around in front of those shops.
Everything's open. All the shops are open. It is business as usual. I don't see I don't see that how this protest site in Causeway Bay is causing disruption to shopping. I would say that's not true as a Hong Konger who lives here. I don't see any disruption being done to actual shopping. However, I can see it affect traffic. So that is an issue I do see is traffic, and I don't know how much longer the Hong Kong people will be tolerant of facing extended traffic delays to go to and from work.
It seems that in any other city that businesses like that the protesters would be out in front of the businesses screaming at people that actually were customers of those businesses. And, you know, like we see the people that are anti-fur and stuff like that throwing paint on people that have we see these people going and throwing paint on people with fur jackets and stuff like that. And but here they just let the people in those shops be and everything. All they're disrupting is the traffic.
Yes. So people here are actually, this is where they have paper and some markers, and people can actually start drawing messages and then putting it on right here. So now I'm stood next to a giant umbrella, giant white umbrella here. And this shows the map of the Occupy movement. You see next to Sogo, it's positioned at
We're getting some noise. Where's the noise coming from?
The noise.
There's some background noise. It might be James's mic.
Yeah, there's something going on with James's mic right now.
Yeah, he's got like a 2 mic situation at the moment because we've been trying to get it improve the sound quality. So something's either come loose or. James, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, we're having trouble hearing you. You might want to just play around with some of the cables and stuff, see what's going on. Ooh.
Really love those umbrellas. The yellow umbrella on black is it's just such a neat design.
Are we good, guys?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better, yes.
We've got Spider-Man here and support Hong Kong.
And must be another traffic light.
Yes. So we're just going to continue walking along the Causeway Bay Occupy Zone. We're just continuing along Hennessy Road. There are volunteer stations to the left, to the right. People are sleeping or doing their homework. Blankets are out.
Is that woman wearing a wedding dress?
Where am I looking at?
On the right? Oh no, I just saw the bottom of her dress. I thought it was a wedding dress.
So as you can see, everything's really calm. Mood in Causeway Bay is probably the most calm and peaceful mood I've seen at any protest site. Really not much going on here. People just lying down, reading books, talking to their friends. and the police are just, just a couple of them, just on the side on their own, not really doing much. So the mood here is very, very calm and peaceful, I would say, which I'm sure is not the case over at the main site in Admiralty. And what we're going to do from here is walk directly towards the main site in Admiralty and take you on that journey live and just show you what it looks like.
What was the reaction when they announced that they were going to call off the talks for tomorrow? Was there anybody there that was there a crowd reaction or anything, or was it just press that was there at the announcement?
It was just press that was there. It was a press conference held by Carrie Lam, the Chief Secretary. And then the news quickly spread across social media, and now there's just no one knows what's happening next. So I think we'll get a lot more information if we go over to Admiralty, which is where the main stage is, which is where we started last night. But there is a bride here in the painting, Jamie. She's got the yellow umbrella and the word HK. So there's your bride.
Oh, lovely.
You can see supplies are still, really stocked, from umbrellas to cleaning supplies. You got brooms, dustbins, dustpans.
Wow. At a distance, when you were just showing the camera over there, I thought those were bags of garbage.
No.
Supplies.
These are essential supplies, umbrellas, cleaning equipment, food, tissue, just everything that everyone needs here.
Yeah, because that's kind of what it looks like when the college students move out of these rental places here. They just throw big bags of garbage outside the house and leave.
You can see a lot of umbrellas. I think Hong Kong is not going to run out of umbrellas for a very long time now. So if you can see the supplies, you can see there's some iced tea, some water, there's some biscuits to eat as well, some fruit, which is really important for your nutrition, especially if you're out here for weeks. So there's still plenty of food and supplies. However, we are the ones supplying the actual hot food and supporting out with the hot food.
Can you point the camera at one of those traffic lights? What do they look like?
There's one right here. So there's a sound thing in front of it. So there's a red traffic light with a man, red and green, and below there's a sound box where that noise is coming from.
It's funny because we haven't heard that sound before on these broadcasts, but it's really coming through today.
And this is the end of the Causeway Bay protest. And there's just a few officers on one end. So they're just basically positioned on either end of it, not bothering the protesters. It's not like Mongkok, right? In Mongkok, the protester to police ratio is almost 1-to-1. Here it's so peaceful and calm, there's almost no need for police. So now I'm just going to ask them, right, if they need some hot food. So I'm just going to pose a question. Hi, 我喺旺角嗰邊做職人嘅，我想問今晚要幾多人要熱嘢食啊？我想買啲飯盒過嚟啊，20個、30個，大概要幾多飯盒啊？大概啦，可唔可以幫我問下嚇？全部上有幾個人？幾多個都得嘅，30-40個都得，飯盒啦，熱飯盒。50啊？好有冇人可以幫我？佢哋都未食啊！未食啊？係咪未食 ？Oh my God! Okay. Okay, so they haven't even had dinner yet, right? So I'm asking what's the situation here, if we can help them buy dinner. And I don't want to show their face because they're young students. They're maybe 15, 16 years old. They're secondary school students who haven't had dinner. And next to them, there's like an elderly lady kind of supporting them. They all haven't eaten as well. and it's almost 10 p.m. So even though, there are plenty of fruits and chocolates, that's not really nutritious. So, we really have to thank the Reddit guys for allowing us to get them a hot meal now.
Sounds good. Go get them some food.
Yep. Okay. 想食啲咩啊？我都冇問題啊。
呢啲係我唔嚟㗎，我等下都翻屋企。
哦，好啊，冇所謂。好，我而家出去攞啲飯食啦。好，唔該，拜拜。Okay, so they need about 20 to 30 students haven't eaten dinner yet. So we're going to now go around the back here and try and find some food for them.
So McDonald's over there, you get everybody Big Macs.
Should we go American today?
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I won't even eat that.
All right, so no to the McDonald's. Yes. Oh, hi. So I have a gentleman here who's trying to give me a message. He can't speak, but he's writing something for me. 我唔識睇中文啊。英文。So I told him I can't read Chinese. Okay. Oh, he wants me to follow him. I will follow him. He does have a disability, so he can't speak, but he is trying to use someone to get a message across to me. Hi. 我唔識睇中文，呢個先生寫嘢俾我睇，我識睇英文㗎咋。So the students here will help translate what the gentleman's writing for me, whatever he'd like to tell me. So they understand.
素食喎，
素食係咩嚟㗎？
即係齋嗰啲唔要肉。
冇肉. Okay. So they've asked for 5 vegetarian meals. I need to write this down. So 5 are not. Oh, got it. I just made a note for myself there.
I wonder if you'd be able to go back and find that Post-it note that we put on the wall yesterday with freedom and my name on it.
Absolutely. We'll go back to that spot and find your freedom WCN that we put on the wall yesterday. You can fill Chris in on maybe what we did.
Yeah. Yesterday we were going by the wall with Kaka and James, and there's a whole wall that stretches for hundreds of feet. So, and it's all Post-it notes, just those little notes, and they're all different colors, and people were just writing little messages on there, and in all different languages, and some of them were filled, and some of them were just little pieces of artwork. And so I put one up there, or Kaka wrote it out for me, and it just reads freedom with WCN, or Jamie and WCN on it.
Oh, that's really cool.
我可以俾錢嘅，有冇人可以跟我捱，幫我攞嘢翻嚟？唔該唔該嚇。錢就我就有啦，不過我要人帶我一齊去買。冇所謂，冇所謂，我可以跟嘅，我跟啦，學生啊。
其他飯盒。咁而家要白飯嘛？
冇所謂，
哦，
我想支持啊，係啊，
即係5個，你自己分4個。
係，唔該，哦，唔該晒，唔該晒，哦，唔該唔該。Okay. So the lady's thanking me for helping them. And one of the students here who knows what they want, he's going to lead the way. So they're asking for 5 with no meat, vegetarian. You're welcome. You're welcome. He's written thank you here on the paper. So I've just said you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to head out now with one of the students who's going to help me go buy some food.
Cool.
So we're joined by 3 students now. Are you guys secondary students in Hong Kong? Here's a uniform. Are you guys secondary school students? 大學生? 中學生. So they're middle school students. I'm joined by 3 middle students who are volunteering at the station, and they know exactly what the people here would like to eat. And so we're going to take them to the restaurant, and so they can choose what they actually want to eat for dinner. This is really amazing. So we're actually giving them exactly what they want. So I'm just ask them to lead the way, and 我跟你哋啊，你哋隨便揀個餐廳冇所謂嘅。
So custom order charity food.
Amazing. 我知後邊嗰度有好多餐廳。
嗰邊。
哦，嗰邊係咪？好啊，好啊，好啊。Alright, so, oh yeah, there's a lot of restaurants in that back street. So we're going to head back there where there's a lot of local Hong Kong restaurants.
It'd be interesting to ask these young guys if their school has been interrupted or anything like that from these protests, if they've been attending classes or if and things like that. James?
Sure. 我想問咧，咁係咪放學跟住嚟呢度㗎？哦，做晒哦。Okay. They're saying, no, we went to school, we finished our homework, and then we came. He's a good student. He's a good student.
The indoctrination isn't working.
Yes. So I'm just following them towards the restaurants. I never thought we'd be able to get something so personal like this. We've just been kind of, buying what we wanted to and bring it there. But today, we can actually custom give their menu.
Yeah, that's incredible. We're revolutionizing the way charity and things work. I mean, it's incredible to see this happening.
So this is the main street, which is currently occupied, and the restaurants are towards the side here. So we're just going to walk ahead to one of the nearest Chinese restaurants to order some dinner. So the shops do seem quite busy. There's a lot of shoppers out in Causeway Bay today. Even the gold shops seem to have customers in there as well.
Is this inside a mall? Is there a roof over that?
It's like it's outside, but it is the head's covered, the top's covered.
Interesting.
I'm actually, guys, I'm still kind of watching this, but I'm also writing quite an important message to Emily Spaven at CoinDesk at the moment regarding an article they published recently. So I'll talk more as I'm doing it, but I'm still here.
Yeah, there's not much happening. We're just walking towards the restaurant, ordering the food.
Are you referring to, Chris?
They did an article recently featuring an interview with a trader who claimed.
係啊，因為係 live。你而家睇到啊，係啊。So these guys,
I'll leave it for now. I'll talk about it more in a minute.
Okay. Where can they see this? I said, you can open up your browser and type in World Crypto Network, and they're going to watch us watching that now. World Crypto Network, WORLD, World. That's your crypto, CRY. CR. Yes, perfect. So student says this. It's got WCN typed out. Perfect. Yes, World Crypto Network. Yes. And you can see a live broadcast right now on World Crypto Network. And you can see you on the phone. And we're live.
They're going to suck all our bandwidth.
Hi. Oh, okay. So they are now watching themselves live on World Crypto Network. You can see the viewers have gone up from 9 to 10 as soon as one student logged in.
And now, yeah, they'll notice that they're on about a 30-second delay.
This is awesome. I never thought I'd be teaching local students here about World Crypto Network. Oh, 冇所謂。我淨係要影我俾錢。So we're here at a local restaurant called Choi Hua, which has local Hong Kong snacks. So this is what's called a cha chan teng, and a cha chan teng is like a traditional Hong Kong restaurant, like a fast food restaurant basically. Dishes are made quite quickly, and we can just order. The students are ordering the food for us right here, and we can then take away and bring it to the other students. So now they're looking at the menu. They know what's been requested here on the paper, and now they're ready to place the order.
Ask one of these young guys if they know about Bitcoin or if they use Bitcoin.
Sure.
Might have to wait until we get outside the restaurant here.
The register. 跟你試下任何嘢。Looks like a pair of goggles you might have bought from school.
我當係啊，所以嘅經話，我經理話可以睇。係啊，呢個呢個
Well, we're giving Visa a lot of free advertising today.
Yeah, please don't put that logo on the screen, please.
真係俾咗錢買嘢
James.
蝦就冇嘢嘅。我點解？
Censorship on the World Crypto Network, but for the good cause.
即係你要拍我俾錢，你要 show
唔
我。
係錢嘅問題，係我哋要繼續講。
哦，咁係嘅話，我話我要 show 我真係用呢啲錢。
Well, I actually use Visa because
咁要揀係
it's kind of the only
And an
thing that-
endorsement!
哦。
No endorsement! Like, oh my god.
我一報唔到，你哋要
It's the only choice I have through my bank. My debit card is a Visa card.
呢啲可以做嘅資產。
咁要揀而家俾錢停啦。
鄭重聲明唔可以做我哋個部門拍嘅。
Okay.
鄭重聲明，有乜嘢你可以留低資訊。
How much is it? So we're paying now.
喂，唔好咁。
Okay.
我哋唔做呢
600.
單客氣唔做。OK，再先。
Okay.
我 OK，唔好意思啊。600。
So the total is 600 and how much? $630 is the total. So we are going to get $630 here ready. That's 500. I'm giving the student to pay.
So that's about $90 in US dollars.
And 10, 20, 30. That's 630 I've handed over. And now he's going to get a receipt after he pays. So we're just going to wait outside because the restaurant doesn't want to be recorded on the inside. So we're just going to wait out here.
It gets quite noisy inside those restaurants too. So Asa, is one of the young guys still with you? Or are all three of them inside?
They're all here. They're all here. Yeah, the young guys are all here.
Can you ask one of them if they use Bitcoin or if they know about Bitcoin?
Yeah, sure. Let's ask this guy right here. 聽過 Bitcoin 未啊？知唔知 Bitcoin 嘅嘢係咩？係。未聽過。Okay. He has not heard of Bitcoin before. We've asked one student. Asked some more. He's actually asking some of his friends if they've heard of Bitcoin. Yeah, 你聽過 Bitcoin 未啊？ No? Okay, it's 0 for 2. No one's heard of Bitcoin. Have you heard of Bitcoin? Bitcoin? 唔知 Bitcoin 係咩？未聽過嘅。Bitcoin 未聽過。好啊 they're going to take a look and see what it is. Maybe they can tell us what it is in Chinese. They can. So
They're discussing that?
they're going to help look up what Bitcoin means in Chinese. Bitcoin. Bitcoin. So he's actually looking it up on his computer and or his cell phone, and he's going to let us know what it is in Chinese.
It's interesting that these young guys haven't heard of it.
IN, yeah.
因為你頭先入邊咧回應喺度間鋪嘅嘢啦，咁我哋唔希望發生呢啲事，即係如果你真係要幫我哋嘅話，你嘅心意我哋收到㗎啦。但我間鋪真係唔俾我哋錄影，但如果你驚出片擺上網，就會有責任咯。但我唔想你咁樣咯。
冇問題，冇問題。
但係你份心意我哋收到㗎。
冇問題，可以買啦，係咪可以買？
即係你唔會將啲嘢擺上網。唔會啊，絕對唔會。係。但你有責任喎，你會如果你擺上網係你會有承受個法律嘅責任。
好啊，冇所謂。
你對3點鐘你一定要知有呢個情況，我哋有同你講。
好啊。唔好再拍住喎。行遠少少，費事俾人見到。So Bitcoin in Chinese. 貨幣比特幣。So this is what it says when you look up Bitcoin in Chinese.
Yeah, we can't see the screen. You got to turn it at more of an angle, I think. Open source P2P money.
Right. 中文叫咩㗎呢個？比特幣。There you go. 比特幣. That is how you say Bitcoin in Chinese. But they don't know what it is. But maybe now that kind of brought it up, they might look into it.
Yeah. Plant the seed.
Yeah. They're asking what it is. 好似啲上網嘅係啦。He said he actually yes. Oh, 唔該. So we gave them $630. It was $622. So I've got an $8 change, and I will keep the receipt just to show that we did buy the food for the students. So we'll keep the receipts from today, and yeah, we'll just wait for the food to be prepared now.
Tell them that the food was actually purchased by donations through Bitcoin.
Right. 今日嘅食物咧係想啲 Bitcoin community 係一齊donate俾咗我哋，所以我係可以幫手嘅。咁咧錄影嘅原因咧係想 show 我係真係用呢啲錢幫我學生買嘢，係啊。係嗰間鋪唔中。係，咁冇問題，咁可以去第鋪，唔可以用佢哋做生意，有好多鋪噶嘛。我哋要有證據，係唔係用呢啲錢嚟做第啲唔係做啲顧客嘢啦，係真係用嗰啲錢100% 係嚟支持啲學生食飯，有單有據咁。係。但我驚，即係如果你介影落去啊，我驚嗰間鋪係唔做，其實唔做啊間嘢。冇問題，好多間。
Did they understand that?
Yeah, so I explained to them that the donations came from the community, international Bitcoin community, and that I was here to document the use of the funds.
And yeah, that people can send money over the internet that way, and then you convert it into your local currency to buy stuff there.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very, very cool, and yeah, it's neat to now that you told these young guys, maybe they'll tell their friends too. What kind of stuff are these guys do for fun? What are they interested in?
What do the students here in Hong Kong do for fun?
Yeah, these guys, do they like video games or?
佢哋想問香港啲中學咧會做啲咩㗎？for fun， like 睇戲啊，What do you guys do for fun? Video games? Xbox? Computer games. Computer games seems to be the most popular.
What's your favorite game?
What's your favorite game on the computer game then? PC? Which one? Yeah, I'll say. Yes. LL? Oh, League of Legends. Have you guys heard of that game? Very
Yeah,
popular.
I think that's the most popular game in the world right now. Do they play on Twitch TV?
Twitch 你哋用 Twitch 㗎 Little bit. Not really. Hong Kong people don't use Twitch.
Okay,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're not in, they're mostly computer though, not into PlayStation or Xbox or nothing, huh?
Right, and also the social media they use is very different to our social media, right? We use Twitter, they use Facebook. And so when I saw Apple Daily, I'd see their pizzas had hundreds or thousands of stories shared via Facebook. But when you look at Twitter, the stories shared would be like 0. So no one uses Twitter in Hong Kong. Yeah. They
Yeah,
have their own, which is called Weibo, I believe. Weibo. It's the Chinese, it's the Chinese microblog. So Twitter's definitely not a popular platform here by the local Hong Kong. However, the international and expat community in Hong Kong do use it a lot.
yeah. I didn't really, I've had a Twitter account for many years, but I didn't really start using it until I got into Bitcoin. And then, because I use Facebook a lot up
Right.
until, I still post like show links and things on Facebook, but I don't use it for much anymore because it's mostly just people posting political memes.
Right. Waiting for the food to get ready, and afterwards we get to the Titan Bay. Then we can head towards Admiralty next.
Do they, do these guys have iPhones or do they like Android?
Do you guys like iPhone or Android? What's more popular? Android. It seems half and half. So you've got your diehard Apple people, then you've got your Android people. But from what I see here, I see 1, 2, 3 Androids, and I don't see an iPhone. I just see Androids here. So, and also these are middle school students, right? And iPhones are more expensive, so
Yeah.
Androids are definitely much.
Do they use Microsoft Windows then on their PCs that they play games on?
PC 你哋就用 Windows. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they use Windows for PC.
Okay. That's it's very interesting hearing what the kids that age are into, and Hong Kong is a lot of the consumer goods and stuff that we get here in the U.S. come from that part of the world, and it's very much a trend-setting part of the world for a lot of the technology we get. And I think a lot of the technology is designed, I think, in other parts of the world, but it's manufactured there. And so a lot of the technology is also, so they get it first.
係講頭先個 Bitcoin 嗰個係啊。They were just asking what this network normally covers, and I told them we cover Bitcoin normally.
Yeah, Bitcoin and philosophy, and we're branching out into everything now.
Yeah, now we're covering breaking news around the world, right?
Yeah, world news. So if it's happening, we want to cover it.
Yeah. Now, do you think it would be enough for me to leave the food with the students here and just to trust them to take it back? I mean, I've got no problem with that. Then we can move on to Admiralty, or do you guys just want to wait for the food to finish? And then what, just bring it there and show the whole distribution? And I've got the receipt. Clearly, the students aren't going anywhere but to bring the food back to the site. It's up to you. What do you guys think is better, or what does the audience think who's watching? Would they like to see it get fulfilled to the end, or would they like us to go to Admiralty? Maybe we'll ask that question.
Yeah, if you're watching in the Q&A, let us know and tell us, do you want us to stick around and watch the food get delivered to the people that are going
to get the audience involved? I'm here in Hong Kong. If they want me to do something, ask some questions, we can definitely do that.
Yeah, I have the Q&A open now. We haven't gotten any questions yet. We got people watching, so we'd be more than happy to field questions. Yesterday was fun. James had Chris and I's fortune read by a fortune teller. That was very interesting. Apparently next year is going to be my big year. Oh, and I'm going to travel a lot.
Now, what crypto are you stocked up on that we don't know about?
I'm not exactly sure what I have right now. I think all I have is some Bitcoin, which actually I saw today now. The price it's up to $366 this morning, or right now. So it's went up quite a bit since Sunday.
Right.
Of course, the prices always drop and go down a lot faster than they go up.
Yeah.
But it's still going up quite fast for a market.
Do you think it's headed back towards the 300 level, or do you think it'll break through 400?
Oh, I think it's going to recover back up into the $600 mark.
So you don't see another pullback before going back up? You think we're headed up right now?
Yeah, I think it's going to start gradually going up again, because with all the market adoption that's going on, it just seems to me that with all these companies accepting Bitcoin and all these payment processors starting to use Bitcoin, it's with the limited supply of it, it just seems like it should become more valuable. Some people disagree with that, but I'm sticking to that theory. And that's why I just held on to the Bitcoin I had during this whole downtrend, and I don't have a lot to begin with, but what I did have, I was like, well, sure as hell if I sell it, I'm going to end up losing money again. So I just hold and hope.
No, there was no reason to panic sell this past week. I hope no one who's watching sold their Bitcoins, because I'm sure to it back.
Yeah, if you sold under $300,
that was definitely a mistake. I wouldn't let any Bitcoins go under 300.
Yeah, I know a lot of people had buy orders in at 300 and took advantage of it.
Yeah, I saw some tweets about people putting their whole paychecks into a buy order.
Yeah. So they are going to be coming out good even if they sold it today.
Yeah, they've come up with a quick 20% turnaround in about less than a week, just a few days.
Yeah. Yeah, if I would have had extra money, I would have certainly bought under 300, because I think it got down to like $260 at one point.
And I saw it rebounded really well as well. Blockchain was another crypto that rebounded.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. That horn is messing up your audio.
Oh, I was saying it seems like other cryptos seem to have, the decent cryptos, not the crap coins, but promising coins like Blackcoin seems to have recovered past their initial price level as well. They've recovered after their downturn.
Yeah, I haven't paid much attention to the altcoins because I don't have any Litecoin or any of that. I've watched Dogecoin just kind of go up again here recently and go down a little bit.
Right.
Because I think it was at like 83 Satoshi now. I got a crypto checker or a price checker on my.
So the dinner's ready now. He's got 2 bags of food, and now we're going to take it back to Causeway Bay.
And I got on my tablet here.
And that's the restaurant we were at.
Let me see if I can show this. Oh, that's so hard to see always. It shows you can put your favorite cryptos in there and then the exchanges, and it'll check the price and update them automatically on your drop-down menu on Android.
Yeah.
So that's more of a day trading tool, which I don't do that anymore, but I've just been putting the ones that I've been kind of seeing the markets move in there on, just for reporting on them.
So now the food is all ready, and we're taking it back to the other students and supporters. So there's 2 bags of food now that the students are carrying back with us. So we're just going to follow them back to the Causeway Bay volunteer station there, and then from there we'll probably take the train to Admiralty. Either that or I can walk, if people don't mind. They can decide, do you guys want me to take the train or do you want me to walk to Admiralty? It'll take longer, but you'll get to see Hong Kong at the same time. So why don't we put that question out there? How would they like me to get to Admiralty from Causeway Bay? Train or walk?
We'll lose you if you go on the train.
Yeah, if you go on the train, we'll lose you, but
Okay.
we actually haven't got any Q&As. Bottom left-hand corner, everyone, you can ask your questions, or you can, it doesn't even have to be a question, you can just have your say, have a comment.
Yeah, we asked if anybody cared about whether they saw the food being delivered or not, and apparently the people just want to watch. They don't care today. They're indifferent. Apparently we're doing a good job, though, if the people aren't commenting and complaining. So I guess I'll take that as a good sign.
Let's go on this nice walk, enjoy the evening of Hong Kong, and we'll just stroll across from Admiralty, past from Causeway Bay, Sunshine Admiralty then. It's about a 15-20 minute walk. It's a nice walk.
Yeah, can you get some of point the camera up and get some of the scenery, the skyline or something there? Or I guess there isn't really much of a skyline, is there? You can see all the signs in Chinese there, and it's really a shopping district, isn't it?
It is. It's a very busy shopping district here, Causeway Bay.
Now, are there like electronic stores and stuff there that for locals?
Dedicated buildings, in it that's all computer electronics. We call them like computer centers.
Uh-huh. So could I get a cheap PlayStation 4 there?
I don't know about cheap, but you can definitely get a PS4 there.
I'd be curious to find out how much like a PlayStation 4 costs in Hong Kong once you...
That's not. We've got 3 middle school students. 知唔知 PS4 幾錢㗎香港？係啊，而家。我啲 PS4 2000幾蚊。PS4 咧2000幾。Okay, we're not too sure. They know the PS3 price, but not the PS4 price.
Okay, because, well, just the regular system is $400 here.
So now we're back into the main shopping district again. This is the department store that's being occupied in front, Sogo. See a giant billboard. So we're now back at the, almost back at the main protest site in Causeway Bay.
these huge buildings in this shopping district, yeah, just the whole area that you've been in and you've been broadcasting from is just like it is literally foreign to me because nothing like that here. I mean, our buildings are so spread apart and everything that you have to drive from one store to another. And each store here has these huge parking lots for everybody's cars, and then the next store is down the road, and you go to that store, and they have a huge parking lot for their cars. And
Right. So we're back now at the Causeway Bay Protest Square, and there's a mini rally being held. But we're not going here. We're headed to the volunteer station where we've just booked dinner. So we're just going to walk across. See, people have packed pillows and blankets. And there's McDonald's being distributed right here. Someone's actually giving out McDonald's burgers.
yeah.
There are hungry protesters. They're being given out McDonald's burgers. It's a filet o fish or apple pies. So there's food all around. Oh, there's a little child here. A little child has come out with his father. And he brought his teddy bear as well. He's like a little 6-year-old boy. Food. The food's back here now. And our mission is complete. We've done our work here in Causeway Bay. And now we can let the volunteers enjoy their dinner. And we can go off to Admiralty main spot now and get an update there.
Very
Okay, so I'm just going to take over the video, I guess, for a few minutes. And James, I think we're having some problems with your audio again. Maybe you could just twiddle some of the cables.
Absolutely. Are we good now?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Okay, so I'm going to head out now. Alright, so now we're going to head off to Admiralty. We're going to say bye, and bye guys. Thank you. I'm just going to take a drink here because I'm really thirsty after that walk, and
Yeah,
we're
of
just going
course.
to
Make sure you eat.
their dinner.
James is busy helping everyone else and he forgets to help himself.
I haven't eaten, but that's alright. I've got a drink. Alright, so I'm going to head off towards Admiralty now, the main zone, and you guys are going to follow me on the residential building. I'm not probably unrelated, but 3 cops have just entered the residential building.
James's favourite pastime is to watch the watchers, watch the police.
So let's see what this mini rally is right now. We've just been retweeted by Right Now IO.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm looking at it right now. It came up on my phone.
We might get a now because they do have a big following. 教練小朋友係一個小小嘅路都翻唔到學咧，只不過數少會出門口啫嘛。OK，如果咁樣少少嘅付出都願意嘅話，交我可以講民主。如果你哋相信呢本書嘅話，我想同你講一樣嘢，呢一張嘢你對你街嘅特首。So we're just going to continue down here and exit the Causeway Bay protest zone. So this route from the district towards Admiralty is about 15 minutes. So incredible. We'll get to stay home.
I have to say it was a great investment on your part to get this new phone, James. Like, you're doing a great public service.
Thanks, Chris. I'm really happy that I did decide to get this phone because it's much more clearer, and I think it's very important that we do show what's going on in Hong Kong.
And if I get time as well, I might cut a lot of this footage up at the weekend so that people can sort of see a weekly highlight of what we've done, because not everyone has the appetite to sit through 2 hours of live stream on the off chance that you might get something interesting like we had yesterday. And I understand that, and I wouldn't want people to use up their time, but people are still interested. So what might be nice is if we might have another town hall meeting tonight, and if anyone wants to join in, if anyone's got any video editing abilities, it would be really great to have some volunteers or for donations to edit some of our footage from Hong Kong so that people can see like a highlights.
Yeah, your microphone's getting funky again, James.
Okay.
That's better. That's better.
I just want to say too, I think it's important that we show the lulls too, because most reporting that's done on TV is just the action sequences, and so we get all this drama that's reported by the mainstream media, and all this stuff that's, oh, we have this going on now, and it's just all this drama news. And it's important to show in situations like this where there's protests that a protest isn't all just fighting and everything, that there are peaceful people, and it's about the art and these other aspects that aren't aggressive aspects or anything else, and this stuff gets just left out of any other media reporting that I have ever seen in the world. So to have this documented, that, you know, there are calm people just walking around like any other day too, and not everybody is thinking that this is the end of the world because of the situation that's going on there. And, you know, I think that's one of the most important things that we're showing right now. What say you?
I think that one of the interesting things about what we're pioneering on this network is a counter-narrative, a narrative that goes on in the background, so that when important events like this get buried under the news cycle, this 24-hour news cycle, like the Syrian air bombings and the Ebola outbreak, people's attention, people can only think one thought at a time. Everyone has 24 hours in the day. It is a great equalizer across the planet, and as a result, their attention often gets diverted. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's unavoidable. But what we can do is we can still pay attention to the things that matter, run these live streams in front of 10 viewers, you know, a self-select group. But then, when people's appetite shifts and people want to come back to the story, they can look at the highlights and we can actually say, look, here are the timestamps. We timestamp these videos. Here are the relevant events you can go to have a quick catch up, because otherwise these events just drop off the map. And when you're not watching the authorities, when people feel like they can get away with their crimes, the only thing that stops someone from committing a crime fundamentally is their ability to believe that they can get away with it. But they also need to have the ability to rationalize it. They also need to have the ability to carry it out, and they need to have the opportunity. And all of those things are present here, unless we've got someone like James on the ground actually reporting live. And people like you, Jamie, that are able to, on a spur of the moment, just set up a live stream for him on on the World Crypto Network, where we have 2,500 subscribers. It keeps the authorities accountable.
I think it's a great model they've set for people in future evolution to monitor police and authority figures, which set kind of a precedent or an example for others to follow for future events.
And the example we're trying to set for charity, and how money can go straight to what you're trying to affect, and not the
A Hong Kong police
massive
wearing an
organization.
NYPD shirt. That's kind of funny. Maybe he wants to go be a New Yorker.
Also, it'd be really great to get the audience feedback. So if you're watching this, bottom left-hand corner, you can click the Q&A.
So there's a whole line of people lined up there. These are people waiting for a public minibus to go home. So they're all lined up here, waiting for a bus to go home.
John asks if there's any student plan for Friday.
And that's what we're probably going to go find out now. I mean, I'm not going to get some updates as to what's going to happen. However, I don't think this information is going to be too public, because normally it only gets announced like a few hours before something happens. Don't worry, they're not selling decapitated bodies in Hong Kong. It's a Halloween-themed restaurant I just came across, which I thought was quite interesting.
Huh.
Well, I guess Halloween did just pass October, right? Or it's not here yet.
It's the end of October, yeah. It's very big in America as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also, I guess they're already prepared for the Halloween festival. So we're just going to continue walking down and see what else is here. There's a Porsche. There's another Porsche. So again, the people lining up here are also waiting for us. But this area of Causeway Bay, there's a lot of restaurants here. So we'll probably walk by about 10, 20 restaurants on this one street. That's what this street is famous for.
Dan says in the Q&A that watching these videos of Hong Kong is certainly showing that Hong Kong is a happening place. I would love to visit there.
Please do. I'd be happy to take you around if you could come.
Yeah, I'd like to come there sometime too. It looks like a very, very nice place to visit.
It's a very healthy store called Farm Direct. and it looks like they have organic vegetables which are delivered directly from the farm. So Farm Direct is the name of the establishment, and 100% organically grown local vegetables, 100% grown in. So there's a real variety of stores, but we'll just walk across the, we'll head towards the harbour now. We'll cut in off the main road, try and head towards the harbour. It's this main road in the front. So now we're on the intersection of Chaffee Road and Canal Road West. Watch myself, there's a car speeding towards me.
Now it's pretty vacant there. There's hardly any people.
Oh, well, yes, it's just a side street, so side streets are normally quite empty. It's only on the main roads that you'll find a lot of people, and we've now just taken a side street to cut in towards the main protest road.
Now, how is it normally, like, before these protests started and everything? Would you feel safe walking down a side street like that?
Absolutely. Any day, any time. You can be a single woman like this, and you can be out at night, 11 p.m., 2 a.m., and you have absolutely nothing to be worried about. You won't be bothered, never be bothered. One of the safest cities I've ever lived in is Hong Kong.
No, they don't allow citizens to have guns or anything there, do they? But the police are armed?
Yes, unfortunately, citizens do not have the right to bear arms, but the police are armed. So,
A bit of karaoke.
it's called M1 Bar and Restaurant. I guess there's a singer in there right now.
That's very good, too.
Oh, it's a professional band.
The cover band is, are you guys ready?
I love this tour of Hong Kong. This must be absolutely chewing up your data plan, James.
You're feeling me, yes.
Yeah, I hope you have unlimited data.
Unfortunately not. But I did extend my data plan, double it. It was fine.
You'd actually, for this, you might get better sound if you hold the microphone behind your back. For when there's really loud things, instead of holding it towards what you're getting.
I'm actually headed away now, because we've got to keep walking. It's still another 5-7 minutes away. We're almost there now, though. I'd say we're about 5 minutes off from the main zone in Admiralty.
That's another thing, too. Like here, you know, you always talk about you're so many minutes away from someplace. You talk about distance and time.
Ah.
Yeah. And that's something that a lot of city people do, I think. And for here, like my dad, too, he always says, you know, people tell me, my dad drives truck over the road, and so he drives all over the United States, and he says it just annoys the hell out of him because he'll call somebody for directions, and they'll tell him, well, you go 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there, and he's like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me because I need to know how many miles it is, an actual distance, not not a time.
So, yes, you're right. I am a city person, guilty as charged. And we do refer to a lot of things in time here, yes. You're right. But to bring the topic onto Bitcoin, this is the office of ANX Pro, who I went up to put my, it's a Hong Kong exchange, ANX Pro, and I actually went up there to their offices to deposit some cash into my account, and they instantly helped me credit that into my exchange account, and so I'm free to now buy Bitcoins anytime to convert them anytime into Bitcoins. So they were really nice, and they actually helped me to process the transaction instantly when I visited their office the other day, right here.
Oh, nice. Did you check out that Bitcoin ATM thing too that I had sent you the link for, where that was?
I'm not too sure. I might have.
Let me see where the address was of that. I had sent it to you in Skype, so it should still be in our chat. I'll look.
So we've got some very nice vehicles here. This car dealership. We've got a Bentley. Mercedes. So previously, when the occupation was really big, this area was also occupied, these roads here. So they've actually been given back. And as you can see, the protest won't start for another kilometer. But these roads at one point were all occupied.
Oh, okay. This Bitcoin ATM, it says it's in shop 322 3-F President.
I visited that before, but the problem with that ATM is they had it was like a 6% charge or 5%, 5 to 7% charge. It was ridiculous. I'm not going to give out, that much percentage to convert Bitcoins into cash.
Okay, yeah, that was the one on Nathan Road,
Yes.
Bangkok.
And that seems to be the problem with most Bitcoin ATMs in Hong Kong is the high fees that they charge, which doesn't just seem to be a Hong Kong problem. It's a Bitcoin ATM problem worldwide, I think, high fees.
Yeah, it's costly to maintain them. There's a lot of maintenance and stuff involved in upkeep of an ATM.
Right. This street right here is actually famous for car dealerships. So you can see there's like a mini, I don't know what kind of vehicle that is, but it's like a two-seater vehicle. It's kind of futuristic.
Huh. What
Renault.
Renault?
Yeah, Chris might know. It's a European car.
It's a French car.
It's like a big advert, this. Yeah, it's Vauxhall, isn't it? Oh, no, it's Renault. Sorry, Renault. Yeah, it's a French manufacturer.
Yeah, my mother had a Renault car. I was actually.
And if you work for the brand of Renault or Porsche, please contact us about possible opportunities on this network for advertising your brand. We also do funded messaging on this channel.
Yes, I would gladly drive a Porsche.
If you do end up buying a Porsche or a Renault as a result of watching this show, please make sure that the branding departments of these companies are notified of your purchase and the reason for making that decision, so that we can be suitably compensated.
Yeah, I wouldn't be ashamed to drive that car.
Perhaps you got Bitcoin at $1, perhaps you were feeling a bit flush and you thought, fuck it, I'll go out right now and get a Porsche. And if Porsche were to give us, I don't know, 1% of a $250,000 transaction, better than so we have a question from Ajan about how popular the Bitcoin is locally in Hong Kong. Do you have many retailers? We were actually looking at CoinMap the other day, and it looks like you've got one or two, but not too many.
Not too many. Adoption is not seems to be amongst the tech community who are, who know what Bitcoin is. The startups community is tech community, and it hasn't really gotten mainstream at all here. That's a little worrying that adoption is quite slow in Hong Kong. Um, so that's something we definitely have to work on.
Yeah, it's kind of nice though that we told those middle school students what it was, and maybe we'll get it spreading like a virus among the young.
Yeah, we've actually educated some middle school students about Bitcoin, which was very interesting. Didn't think that would be part of our experience covering Occupy Central, but Bitcoin and this movement is very relevant. So I do think it was a great opportunity for us to tell middle school students in Hong Kong about Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be the next generation. So,
All right, to cross or not, should I go up this bridge, or should I just continue walking on this way?
well, where was it that those post-it notes were?
Um, I'll just continue walking along this way. We'll cross the bridge later.
What's over to your left there? Oh, that's just the bridge, under the bridge? Or is
It's
that
just,
the city building?
no, it's just the entrance to a commercial building. It's all closed. To our right, though, we are approaching government offices, immigration, passports. All that is to these buildings on the right.
Ooh, we should go in there and see if they can get me a passport and stuff. Or see if they'll do it virtually. Yeah.
Got Maserati dealership as well on the street.
Yes, I'll more than happy sponsor Maserati.
This is a police station. This is Wan Chai District Police Station, which actually had a lot of people out here before, but as you can see, there's nobody outside the main Wan Chai Police Station today. Ahead of us will also be the main police station here in Admiralty District. And there were a lot of protesters there as well. But you can see they've actually locked all the doors. They pulled down their metal barricades. This is something you don't really see.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's not like there's a lot of people in that area yet. I would expect that crowds will pick up tomorrow afternoon or Friday.
Barricades here. They normally here to kind of push away the protesters, but there are no protesters here.
I would guess after the noon hour on Friday is when the protests will pick up steam again.
The Church of Jesus Christ. Oh, these are Mormons.
Yes.
So we've just found the Mormon headquarters in Hong Kong and the next to a police station.
And if you are thinking of converting to Mormonism, please let them know so we can be compensated for this ad.
Yes, because their Jesus is somebody else's Jesus too.
Yeah. Let's go into the light-hearted topic of religion.
Oh,
Yes, because that's never been cause controversy.
No, we don't like to go near controversial topics. This is light entertainment channel.
look, we don't hit on the heavy stuff.
I think the Buddhists are going to have the last laugh.
Or the Taoists from that thing we saw the other day. Someone made a comment on YouTube that they found it funny how it was a pork sacrifice for the cops.
Yes, I saw that. That's probably deliberate.
I missed it. Oh, I'll have to go look.
Okay, I just need to
BMW, this is a
drink some of
BMW.
my water. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, I love B&Ws too. Hell, I got a my
Two
car
Beamers just parked on the side of the street here.
my car is a 2002 Hyundai, which is a very nice car. It's starting to get some rust on it, so I'd be more than happy to drive one of these newer cars.
Is that a Korean manufacturer?
Yes, Hyundai and Kia are both Korean, South Korean company. Um, they're
Oh, you can
very
see.
good cars. I like them. They have a lot of leg room in them for being Asian cars. They have the
Right.
most leg room in them. They even have more leg room than American cars.
So this is the building I was mentioning. This is where you get your Hong Kong ID cards, your passports. This is the main government building right here in front of us. You use the footbridge to go. This is the main government buildings where you register all your official documents and stuff. And this is where the protest site officially begins. And we will start from here and see where this leads to. There are still cars, so we're going to slow down a bit. It's a bit dangerous.
Yeah, this area was, there were quite a few protesters under this bridge the other day, weren't there?
Not yet. Uh, this area hasn't been occupied since last Friday. It's still far
Okay,
down from the main protest zone. As you
I
can
was
see,
thinking that was the bridge that had the Batman's thing on it.
no, this whole area is actually it's empty. As you can see, there's really nothing to see here. So it's a whole empty street. But we'll just walk across here and see what we can find. And so you can see, if we walk straight down here, it's going to be like a kilometer of nothing. It's just empty. So since we do want to continue showing Hong Kong, I'm just going to go around the side here, and we can just go through one of the main streets towards the protest zone. Because at the end of this main street is like the police headquarters. And let's see if there's anyone actually protesting out at the police headquarters today, which has been a very popular zone as well. This area in Hong Kong is called Wan Chai, and it's sandwiched in between the Admiralty protest zone and the Causeway Bay protest zone. However, Wan Chai is not occupied, and that's why there's a big gap here. This district is also known as nightlife district. It's um, kind of like for adults. It's a bit seedy. Um, that you got like strip clubs and nightclubs around these streets.
Huh?
You walk by on the way to the main police station.
Oh, it's handy to have that on the way to the police station.
So yeah, you're right. Right in front of the main police station is like the adult district. But there's also a lot of bars and restaurants across this street as well. It's called Lockhart Road on Wan Chai. And at the end of this is the police headquarters, which we're going to go visit.
I was finding city planning, I think it's funny. They put the methadone clinic here right across the street from the children's theater.
Right. So yeah, you're right. There could be some deliberate planning. Who knows? It could be totally accidental. So we're just walking across the side here now on road in Wan Chai, Hong Kong.
Well, maybe you can go get me like a virtual lap dance today since you got me a fortune telling yesterday.
Right. You might be able to get one of them today.
Oh, just We're being a little cheeky this morning, aren't we, or today?
Police vehicle here. Not sure why, but he is parked in the middle of the street, and they've let a couple officers out of this van, and these are now sat in the middle of the street. They've just used the barricades. You know,
What's with the car here?
it's a Maserati. It's a beautiful car.
Okay, that isn't a police car then.
No. Police in Hong Kong do not use Maseratis.
At least not that you know about.
Looks like the police have just headed into a strip club, you know, or a bar here. They might have just had an incident in a bar, which is very normal. So we're just going to continue on, because at the end of this block is the police headquarters here. So it's a Thursday night tonight, so there won't be too many people out drinking. It's like we're going to be tomorrow.
I could have been glad, but yeah.
This right in front of us, so this is probably a prostitute, you know. There's a lot of prostitutes here as well.
Is prostitution legal there?
Yeah, it is actually. So there's some here.
That's what prostitution is legal in Nevada, in some areas of Nevada here.
Right.
I'm not sure where else it is in the United States. It's not legal where I live.
And I say just legalize it and tax it.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because it's something you can give away for free, but they made it illegal to charge for it.
They commoditize it.
But yet the porn industry is big in the United States, so I mean, that's where I find it interesting how they judge the difference between prostitution and pornography. Because
How did we get onto this?
we're walking through the red light district.
Walking through the red light district of Hong Kong to get to the main police headquarters.
I am conscious actually of your phone bill, James, because I actually spent £16 broadcasting a video from the Bitcoin squat, and I didn't even realize, but it had chewed up all through my whole month's data, that first test one we did with Amir, and I had no idea. So just be aware of it, because these companies will just charge you without telling you.
Right.
They'll just take it out of your account. I was really annoyed.
I did make sure to double my data plan. I have 5 gigs, so I've doubled that.
5 gigs is not enough. So that one broadcast that I did with Amir, I think, was like 3 gig or something. Because
Wow.
you're sending all kinds of data backwards and forwards, not just the image, but the sound and all that kind of stuff. And also our stuff is being streamed to you as well. So you're downloading our little videos plus uploading yours. So please do be careful. I don't want you getting any nasty shocks.
Yeah, it's well over a gig an hour.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like 20 gig territory by now. Then.
We can always go offline and then wait for you to get there and come back or something. And don't forget, everyone, that the address.
Charges here are very reasonable. They charge you in 5 gig blocks, and they're about $40, 40 US dollars for every 5 gigs.
No, the Virgin Mobile plan that we have here is
In front of us is
$35 for unlimited.
Can I just make an announcement quickly? So our Bitcoin addresses are in the description below. If you like any of us or you want to send some money to James, you can say like specifically who you would like to get that money. Dan Gould has just said, Chris, I would like to try something. I'd like to put a private key in the Q&A. As a way of transmitting funds. Please don't put private keys like that, because first of all it takes ages to import them into a wallet, and then the first person to import it is the one that ends up getting the funds, and so it's not a very secure way of transferring value, I'm afraid. So please don't put any private keys in a public place if your intention is to direct it to anyone other than the person you intend it for, because it takes ages to load the client. You've then got to go to the debugger, and then you've got to type in some code to import it. It's a real pain in the ass.
All the barriers are not corrected. They've been cleaned up. So it looks like the main police station here, huge complex, double complex, police headquarters, is just protester free. Where is everybody? Where is everybody today? They're not here at the police headquarters, Hong Kong police headquarters. We're just going to cross the road and get a better view. So now we're in the Wan Chai district. This is the Hong Kong police headquarters. Oh, sorry. We just want to. Oh, sorry. We just want to walk by and. No. Here. Can I go through there? No. This is stop. Okay, so this area is locked off. This area is okay, so I'm not allowed to. So this area right here at the end of Lockhart Road is not available to the public. So this big entrance here, he says I can't go across, but I can go from another way. So I'll just find another way around, but this is the Hong Kong police headquarters, and you can see the structure here.
That's why he wanted to go by foot, so that he could come here. This is the real reason.
Why is it blocked off?
Okay, please don't touch me. Okay, please don't touch me. I don't like police touching me.
All right,
Why is it blocked off?
I don't know why it's blocked off. I can't read the sign either, so I'm just gonna.
Dude, he loves to cause a stir with the police.
I'm just gonna look around here now. I know a way, but I just wanted to show you guys the police headquarters and just see the situation. It's empty, so you can see there's no one here. The way he tried to block me from accessing, I can still access from here. So unless the police are keeping both ends, I believe I can make my way through.
Chris, he's just too indoctrinated into the authority of the police. He doesn't want to challenge them.
No, I just want to be able to keep joining James in the future, and I don't want, if he's behind a prison cell, we don't have access to his footage anymore, and then we can't get this out to the world, you know. I'm a pragmatist that way.
Bailed out right away. I'm not too worried about that. What are they going to charge me with? Illegal filming?
Well, yeah, but you are dealing with a totalitarian, an autocratic regime, I should say, is a better description of it. And they don't need a reason to arrest someone. They can just arrest them and they can say whatever they want. They're not accountable, as we've seen. So even Western so-called democracies, I mean, they can do all kinds of nasty shit. They can just plant evidence on you, and you've got no way of falsifying that claim, because they are, when forensics...
You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, when forensics teams, I've worked with forensics companies. I used to work, as I said before, in the film industry, and I used to be responsible for securing a lot of the content. And when we had hard drives fail, we used to have to spend tens of thousands of pounds having the data recovered in that event. And we would use the same companies that the police would use for investigations, and I used to go to their offices and I'd meet them, and you get chatting to them, and it's like, what are you working on at the moment? We're working on a big fraud case, and some computers have been seized from this company, and we're going through the data, and it's like, they're just private companies that do this, and they use centralized timestamp servers to timestamp something. They'll take an ISO image of the hard drive, and then they'll put the hard drive into an evidence bag, and then that gets sent to the police, or supposed to. But they can just say, they could put, there's a window of opportunity for them to put whatever they want on that drive. Once that drive's been taken away, they can just put kiddie porn on there, they can put credit card details on there, they can put whatever they want on there. And then when they go to the judge, they say, well, we found all this credit card information on this guy's computer. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. How do I know you didn't just plant that? We're just supposed to trust you?
Yeah, I mean, they just bring a shitload of coke and stuff with them too, and pot, and just plant it on people when, yeah, for a drug bust. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
doesn't matter if you had it or not.
like when you guys, and by you guys I'm loosely meaning anarchist people, proponents who I'm, slowly being persuaded by. It's not that far away from what we've already got. It's just it's only anarchy for the few. So these are private companies that are doing a lot of this investigation work. The police do outsource a lot of their investigating to these profit incentivized companies. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but just bear in mind that they can just do whatever they want. And if you're not scrutinizing them and you're not keeping them under a watchful eye, then sure, they can plant evidence on you and put you behind bars in a way that's very convincing.
Well, the whole idea is who is the perceived authority, and that's what it boils down to. And if the perceived authority of the police in the state goes away, they lose their power. It's like I always say, the Greek gods faded away because people quit believing in them.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't remember, the Romans kind of adopted a lot of that Greek mythology as well, and actually coined the term Greek. The word Greece is actually a made-up word by the Romans in an attempt, in my opinion, to steal a lot of the ideas from ancient Greece. And see there, I just said it, the Hellenic Republic, I should say, ancient Hellenists.
And there's a bit of philosophy this morning.
Say again.
I said there's a bit of philosophy for you today.
Yes. We love wisdom on this channel.
So we've got a hold of a police flag. This is one of the red police flags that they lifted up before firing at protesters. And on it, they've written "No violence" on top of the police flag here at the entrance, right next to the police headquarters. Actually, police officers, I believe, actually live here. In these
So it's
residential.
like a barracks.
Yeah, they do have police barracks at some of these bigger sites, and they do actually live. They do have subsidized housing for the police.
Okay, we have a few messages. One is CoinStation Top Up here is saying, "Hello WCN, I just joined. What is James up to? Why isn't he with the protests?" Because he was walking between two camps, and we chose to walk instead of go by train because often he gets cut off on the train, and we thought it would be nice to kind of give everyone a tour. And we're planning on editing these videos later on so that people can just see a basic breakdown.
And we're full of shit, so we like to just spout off
exactly.
philosophy now and then.
It's just an excuse for us to spend all our time on YouTube. And Cynthia, oh hi Cynthia, she says, "Let's stay away from religion. We are mirroring you on streamup.com, Activist World Network. Activist World New Network, sorry, that got chopped off there. Can you give us a shout out to the 51 viewers?" Yes, we can, and we are. Thank you very much for joining us. And
thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we didn't go into the religion too much. We prefer philosophy to religion.
Yeah, we were just joking. That's why we said that's never caused any controversy.
This right here is a beautiful piece of artwork. It starts with "Democracy for Hong Kong" and says, "We shall stand as one." And you can see the different nationalities and support that's represented. We've got Malaysia, China, Indonesia, India, Japan, Switzerland, Korea, America, Australia. I'm glad I did pretty good at geography. It's Italy, Canada, Sweden, Vietnam, Yemen, Nepal, Ireland. As you can see, the UK too, Chris. It's very well represented from all across the world. Even in Ghana, even in Africa.
Amazing.
A big Norwegian flag there next to it.
This is all about humanity. This is all about what it means to be a human being.
Yeah, it's all these nations coming together, and like Chris and I always state that we don't like nation states,
They're
and
just fictions. They're just a fiction. It's just pointing to a bit of dirt in the ground and calling it yours and slapping a logo or whatever,
a
flag, whatever you want
flag,
to call it.
yeah. But I
Logo,
think
flag, same thing.
what this is showing is people are relating to their parts of the country, showing or their parts of the world, and they don't really. I mean, to say, yeah, I'm from 45 degrees, 91 degrees is my.
Right,
I mean, it's easier to say I'm from Wisconsin.
right.
It means something more to people. So, and to show a flag, it's a picture says 1,000 words. So, I think when people are showing these flags, like in this situation, it's not about the nationalism. It's more about just saying, I'm from this part of the world and I support you. It's about humanity.
That's right. It's about community. It's about saying we share this space. This is what we have in common. This is what it means to be British, and we're sharing this kind of symbol. But really, the nation state is a ridiculous demarcation of boundaries, because either I can see you, touch you, smell you right in front of me here, or I can't. Right, that's not something that degrades gracefully with distance. Either I can see you, touch you, hear you now, or I can't. And to put people into these arbitrary groups where nobody chooses where they're born and they're just born into these kind of arbitrary borders, which are there for historical reasons, not necessarily there to benefit the future ongoing concerns, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And I think what we're seeing with these protests is a real expression of people's creativity. They want to bust out of these chains. They want to break free. They don't want to be constrained. And what did you say a little while ago, Jamie? Something about that borders turn shopping into smuggling?
Yeah, borders are imaginary lines that turn shopping into smuggling, or it's something you cross an imaginary line with some money in your pocket, and all of a sudden you're smuggling funds across the border. And it's like, or if I were to go to Canada and buy some maple syrup and bring it back to Wisconsin, which is, not a big drive, and not pay these extortion fees to each country, it would be considered smuggling.
Well, the middleman's got to make his cut, especially if he isn't very good at working out what he's really good at in life. If you went to school,
pay the pig.
Yeah, you got to pay the pig. And the thing is, like, if you went to school and you're not really sure about what you're good at, and you don't really want to bother trying, and mum and dad have got a good income for you, and they're able to put you into the right university, introduce you to captains of industry straight away, and you have a choice between either playing a game by the same rules that everyone else plays or cheating. Of course, any human being, I would have said, would have chosen the cheating route. Of course, you're going to say, well, I'll just be a middleman then. I'll go to Eton, and then I'll leave the public school, and then I'll go work in the halls of power in Westminster. And of course you would. I mean, that's what I think most profit-seeking individuals would do under those circumstances. The problem is they're not really good for anything. They don't actually provide any value. No one's going to look back in history at Nick Clegg or David Cameron or whatever and say, wow, what great human beings. Look at the sacrifices they made. Look at how hard they work day to day. No, of course they're not. They didn't do anything.
Look at the guys, though, that's been put over people, though. Everybody looks back at Winston Churchill and people like that and say, oh, he was such a great man or whatever. What the fuck did he really do, though?
He made some nice quotes. He made some really funny, insightful quotes.
Yeah, or Margaret Thatcher, she's being touted as this great person. Now, Ronald Reagan was president of the United States when I was in high school. And now people are touting him as he was this great, American president. He was a great man. Well, he was a movie actor.
Yeah.
And
it's cult of personality, isn't it? It's the cult of personality, isn't it? And also that we tend to put these psychopaths in charge because we confuse their confidence with ability. But there's nothing wrong with heroes. There's nothing wrong with someone who inspires, who says things that inspire you to take action. That's absolutely fine. But putting them in charge and giving them letting them just suck the profits and the life out of the economy, to take people's humanity away from them, to stop them from creating. That's not cool. I have a problem with kings that devour, who outstay their welcome, who stay too long. A real leader should create more leaders. If they were really talented as heroes and leaders, what they would do is they would try to find the potential in people everywhere and help them up, rather than use their power to hold them down by hogging the bandwidth, by spending all that time on television, not giving other people a voice and letting them have some airtime. They're really just tyrants and thieves.
What can I do to find my replacement?
Correct. Very well said.
Okay, it looks like James has made it to where the actual people are.
Oh, yeah. We've been here a little while now. James, talk us through what's going on, man.
Okay, so we've just entered the Admiralty protest square. As you can see, this is definitely the busiest spot. There's probably a few thousand people out tonight. It's not the tens of thousands that we're used to. So the numbers are big but not huge. And just out here, there's a mini rally going on. Someone's speaking over the megaphone. We can just move to the front here and take a look.
各位市民講就係話，好多嘢就係你入到場嘅時候，你就影響緊運動，而大家在場你而家就正影響緊我哋一齊做運動，所以點樣走，我哋點樣去做，就真係全靠大家。咁當然啦，有好多唔同市民就係話，就算林鄭同你對話，咁佢而家就話會人大框架之下去討論，咁你討論咩都冇結果啦，你可能只不過係佢話咁樣。但件事就係，如果你而家唔去做，繼續企出嚟嘅話，咁你就輸。咁你想唔想繼續輸？你想唔想繼續俾人撳住啊？如果唔想嘅話，亦都係繼續，希望大家可以繼續出嚟呢度，繼續嚟繼續。有冇其他朋友想講
Messages don't give up. Keep going and stay strong. Not a fight. And it does seem like an open mic where anyone is allowed to come and speak. And there is the John Lennon wall where we did post a message of freedom, which we're going to go and find later on. So as we continue down, they see people are sleeping here. They do take their shoes off when they sleep, and their trainers do not get stolen in Hong Kong. There's a lot of tents out. Over there, there's about a cluster of 10 to 15 tents as well. Everyone's got their shoes off. Some supply stations on the left here. There's a lot of supply stations and they're all very well stocked, as we've documented many times. People do sleep in these tents at night. Some even sleep outside the tents because it's a bit more cooler.
Has it been raining anymore there, James?
Fortunately, it hasn't rained here in the last 2 days, which has been a real help. Because, you know, every time rain does pour, people do run to the side or umbrellas around. And it does make it rather difficult when it rains. The mood seems very calm, even though the government's pulled out from the talks tomorrow. In case anyone's joining, the breaking news out of Hong Kong tonight was at 7:40 p.m. Chief Secretary Carrie Lam officially broke off scheduled talks with the students tomorrow, Friday, for 4 p.m. Hong Kong time, there were scheduled talks between Chief Secretary Carrie Lam and the students, and everyone was hoping that would lead to some kind of resolution and progress at this deadlock. However, the government has pulled out of those talks, and the reasons they cited was that today, this afternoon, student groups and democracy leaders asked the public to show their support tomorrow at 4 o'clock by coming out here and at this very spot and in 3:30 to put pressure on the government during the negotiations. However, that announcement has backfired, and the government has reacted by calling off the talks tomorrow. So we're in a state of uncertainty right now.
Maybe you can get a word with one of the protesters there and see what their feeling is about the government pulling out of the talks for tomorrow, and if they have any expectations of if the protest is going to swell up or not. I saw that there was an article printed.
We will speak to someone here, but what we do see is it seems to be like a place where people do their homework. They've got their laptops out. It looks like homework as well. So it's just a nice little area, like a desk that has been set up with seats on the railings of the highway here. That's usually used to divide the two sides of the road. You can see it's been converted into like a work desk for students to do their homework and to work on their computers. It's really creative. Another first aid center. Actually, what we had focused on before was there's the Red Cross headquarters here in Africa, and they're using that as a first aid station for the Occupy movement. So the Red Cross have converted what is just normally a Red Cross center into a first aid center for this movement.
The IB Times, International Business Times, printed a story here just a little bit ago about Hong Kong student leaders call for 200,000 strong rally after government talks cancellation. Alex Chow, the leader of the Federation of Students, Hong Kong's biggest university student group, said Secretary Chief Carrie Lam's decision to drop meetings with the movement was an international joke.
So this right here is a shower. It's a shower that's been set up, and someone's actually taking a shower inside as we speak. I can hear water splashing in there, and someone just wants to take his picture in front of the shower that's been set up. So I guess what's inside are like buckets of water in an area, and I guess there are one of these drains, right, where this shower is, so the water can out. I mean, that is clever. We're seeing a lot of ingenuity.
It's like the Roman public baths.
Yeah, so we've seen public showers, we've seen workstations, work desks built on top of the highway. And this is a Batman sign that you've seen posted all across social media. Everyone can be Batman is what it says.
That would be horrible if everybody was Batman.
There's a lot of signs hanging on from the bridge. This connects to, once you get across there, that's Tamar Park, where Jamie and I kind of showed last night, where the student protest originated in Tamar Park, right across this bridge. You can also see here someone has a really cute umbrella made from balloons.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So we're just going to continue walking up this highway and see what's on the other end of this freeway. This is normally a very busy highway full of cars linking the Admiralty District to the Central District. As you can see, it can't be used at the moment, so traffic has to kind of divert around. So children here are rollerblading. Adults have brought their kids. So this is actually the very spot where tear gas was fired upon from the police. They were on the, I'll show you where they fired tear gas from. I'm going to have to jump over this kind of intersection here. And as you see, protesters were up here, all across the side railings, and police these barricades in front here. So that was their spot, and on Sunday night, that's where they fired the tear gas from, and it actually came onto the bridge here and landed on the people. So this is actually one of the spots where tear gas came over, and it landed on the highway, and many people were actually almost shot in the face. There's a clip on YouTube where someone shows he was filming right here and it just missed the camera. So it was actually very dangerous, the proximity of where they were firing into the crowd from. It's not a great distance, maybe no more than 7-8 meters. We've got some guitars here as well, which we showed quite a few out yesterday. So more kids. So I don't know if I'd bring my daughter out here today, but some people have the courage to bring their children out.
I'm going to clear out some of the comments we got in Q&A. Just we've read them, and we just want to make sure that we're not missing anything new that people put in, because they don't come in order. So
yeah, they have like a voting system. But thanks to Dan for your participation, man. You're really doing a good job. John wanted to know about the parking. Do they have parking meters in Hong Kong, he's saying? If so, how much per hour?
We do have parking meters on the side streets. They're not too expensive. It's about $1 an hour.
It's very reasonable.
Oh, we have viewers in Australia. Good. Okay, James, wishing James the best from Melbourne, Australia, from Coin Station Top Up.
Thank you. Hi.
Good. We've been wondering how many viewers we have in that part of the world for that time zone, because we've been curious about, shifting our broadcasting schedule to cater more to that part of the world. So we aren't so much in the middle of the night when we come on. Most of our shows are during the middle of the night for that part of the world, and I get up really early in the morning here, so it's evening over there. But
so now I'm at the top of the highway, and this is the view that we have of the main protest area. And I've also bumped into a gentleman here who's brought his laptop. He's got a MacBook, and looks like he's working. Maybe we can ask him a few questions if he doesn't mind. Hi. So we're streaming here on YouTube right now, just to show the international community what's happening in Hong Kong. And I see you brought your laptop here. Are you actually doing work? Are you a student?
Yep.
Ah, so you're actually working on your paper.
Taking a look at the lecture.
At the lectures?
Yep.
What kind of lectures are you looking at?
It's doing photography.
For photography, it's to do with your schoolwork, basically. So you've brought your laptop here to support your fellow students, but at the same time you do your schoolwork and keep up with that here. Ah, thank you. Today, you know, the big news is that the talks have been called off. Ms. Carrie Lam has called off talks with the students. What's been the reaction then from your fellow university students? Are they disappointed?
Yeah, many of us is disappointed about that.
Then what do you think will happen now that the talks have been cut off? What's chatter amongst students? What's the next course of action then if there's no dialogue?
Maybe upgrade or
So you think that the sentiment amongst students is that there has to be some more action, the level of action is not just occupying the streets, but it has to be escalated by the students.
maybe.
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 So tomorrow, do you see the government maybe trying to clear out the street now that they've broken off talks? You don't believe they will? Because I do see a lot of adults that brought their children here. So clearly, I guess the sentiment among the Hong Kong people is it's still a safe area, that the government won't use force like tear gas again. They've learned from their mistakes.
The whole world are watching us. So I
Right.
think that the government,
They won't do it a second time.
I think so.
And as a student, do you see this being resolved soon in the next few days, or do you think this is going to be a long, long battle?
I think
You're hopeful. Do you think talks will resume then? Either the students or the government will reach out to try and continue talks? Hopefully. So that is the sentiment amongst you and your friends, that everyone wants to go back to the table again and start negotiating again. Right, thank you. Can I have your name, please? Anson, thank you so much, Anson. It was really nice speaking with you. Thank you. So that's Anson, a student here in a university student who we've had the pleasure of speaking with to just get a better understanding and what students here actually, what's going on in their thoughts after today's big news.
Yeah, we have a comment that says this reminds me of the red shirt protests in Bangkok in 2010. The army went out in, and governments don't like streets being barricaded off and people making camps.
No, they don't.
I think it's a little bit different though in Hong Kong because it's been so very peaceful, and they really saw the reaction they had when they tried acting with force.
Right, and as you can see here, people have set up a couch. So there's two pieces of cushioning, and it kind of acts as a couch, and that's right next to the highway for people to sit on. So it's really amazing. You can see all the infrastructure that's been built on top of a regular highway.
It's funny how they got all those tents and everything. A lot of that stuff must be manufactured there because, you know, you wouldn't think that those people would just have tents laying around in their house.
No, they might have, you know, there was a lot of donations for tents. That's one of the items that was requested.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
down here is actually Central District. Ironically, Central is the only place it's not occupied, even though the movement's called Occupy Central. If we walk down towards Central, you can see there's not much going on. So, I don't know what you think. Should we walk down to Central to show, would the audience like to see Central, Hong Kong? Or should we focus and head back to the protest point in Admiralty? Can we pose that question while we hang out on the bridge for about 30 seconds or so?
Well, is the central area, were we down there yet?
We've never been down to the Central area.
Well, let's go down there.
All right, so let's continue on to this footbridge. Since Central the roads are still blocked, so we can just show the audience members Central District, which was supposed to be where this protest is. However, strategically speaking, Central was a very poor spot because there's a lot of chokeholds the police could use to break up the movement if it was just based in Central. So strategically, the decision was made to move away from Central District, which we see here on this side of the highway, and to move it towards Admiralty District, which is right next door. But we are going to take a look at Central District just to show the world what Central Hong Kong looks like. because the movement is called Occupy Central.
Ah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut across here the barricade and show you guys some of the posters or art that's on the side of this freeway. So messages are in many, many different languages, not just in English. This right here is in Bulgarian. This is Bulgaria at the corner. This right here is in Vietnamese. So before, it was flags. Here it's messages, and the name of the country is written. Slovenia, Romania, and these are all just messages of support that people have gathered lined across, representing 30 plus different nationalities.
Wow, that's interesting.
So many different languages, Korean as well. Even have, I believe this is Thai. So John might recognize some of this if he's watching with us now.
Yeah, John is watching, and actually he just has a comment. He says, James, you should approach the police, etc., with the same courtesy that you just used with that student. It comes across a lot more professional.
That's a nice tip from her, John. That would be a lot easier if I didn't witness all the atrocities and selective enforcement of crime and just no policing done by them and allowing protesters to get hit and attacked. I mean, just the things I've witnessed, it's just not possible at this point.
It is very hard to stay emotionally detached when you live there.
And when you've seen their atrocities firsthand, you know, I saw a woman have her phone stolen from her hand and shoved to the ground, and the police officer next by just stood and said he didn't see anything when he clearly saw the whole incident. And there are hundreds of stories like these. There's been a website created by some of the students who've gathered video and audio proof of all the crimes committed by the Hong Kong police, and that's actually online, which I'll tweet out, and people can actually see what a real despicable job the police have done here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I understand your frustration.
Yes. So we're now in Central District. This is the main financial district of Hong Kong. You'll find a lot of international banks headquartered here. On the street sign, it says Connaught Place, and you can see one of the middle locations has been replaced with the word democracy on there. So I'll try and get a better shot of this. But it normally says Central Express Station. Instead, it now says Democracy Express Station.
Huh, that's neat.
So someone's done that on the street sign. But Central District is like a ghost town right now. I don't see anyone. You can see a lot of barricades on the side. There's Citibank's headquarters in front of us. There's HSBC's headquarters. You know, we're surrounded by banks, but there's no protesters in Central. There's no police in Central. It's like a real ghost town. And you can see all the action is in Admiralty, even though the roads are still blocked off here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder, maybe tomorrow it will pick up in that area because
Right.
there's all those, with all those banks there, it seems like that would be a place they would want to be. But like you had mentioned, the strategic nature of the place with all the choke points and stuff, it probably, that could be too.
Yes. So we're just going to turn around now and head back towards Admiralty, because all we'll see is just financial buildings, and there's really nothing to see. This is the end of the occupied zone, towards the end of this street. So we're just going to turn around now and head up the highway and just see what's going on in Admiralty today, and really focus there. before crossing the border or crossing the ocean, we'll take a taxi and head to Mongkok live. Then you guys can follow me in the taxi, and we can take a look at the Mongkok situation today. That's actually where tension is at the highest. There's the most police presence, probably 1-to-1 ratio with the protesters. There is a lot of screaming and shouting, and there's a lot of from both sides happening at the Mongkok Occupy Square. So that's going to be the all of Hong Kong, Causeway Bay, Admiralty, Mongkok. So right now we're covering the second site.
Yeah. Oh, and John says too, it says, if you remain detached, it does you no harm, and it actually makes them look worse.
You know, I should listen to John. He is a peaceful monk, so I'm trying, but I can find it's not easy.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement from if you're watching and somebody's just asking questions and stuff and not trying to poke at, or not poke at them physically, but you know, prod them and ask them agitating questions. It really does make them look worse. But I don't think what you've done now has really been out of line to what you've asked them or anything. Everything you've done so far, I mean, if it was really out of line, you'd probably be behind bars. And he says the audio seems much more stable when James is more open areas, and maybe the other internet traffic could be causing some of the problems, which, yeah, I think that's probably some of it too. And with the tall buildings and stuff, signals get jammed.
Well, there's normally tens of thousands of people here sharing the same telecom company lines. So we're all overpowering one cell tower in this Admiralty district. So that's why the connection is usually spotty. But now that there's not tens of thousands, but only a few thousand people, we're able to get a much clearer connection for bandwidth in the streets.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long we've been going here. I think we're coming up on 4 hours.
Wow.
Or like 3.5 hours. I think these broadcasts are limited or will cut us off after 4 hours. So if we get cut off, we'll have to start a new one.
Waste is divided by general waste, plastic bottles, as you can see in here, aluminium cans, and general rubbish. So you can see, and cardboard boxes are here. You can see recycling being done by the movement here. So people do recycle after themselves here in Hong Kong, which is a great example for the rest of the international community to see that, you know, clean up in the protest zones and take care of it like it's your own home. And that's the mentality that people have been operating in this area, is they've been treating it like their own home, this freeway, and have just been picking up after themselves and recycling, which is really nice to see.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chalk work done on the sidewalks and the streets too. Scotland.
After the Scottish movement failed a couple of weeks back, but there's a lot of Scottish people here in Hong Kong, so it's not surprising to see that. And this chalk work says "Fight for Democracy."
And we mentioned Scotland, and we just got an update from Tony saying that it's been 2 hours and 38 minutes we're on.
All right, so we do have chalk, and it says free chalk, so anyone is free to grab some chalk and just doodle. You know, this is love, with the yellow ribbon. We love Hong Kong. There's a lot of umbrellas featured.
That dog and stuff that you showed us yesterday that woman was painting on the sidewalk with chalk was just incredible.
Oh, that was. So we're going to head back down now towards the main protest zone and just catch up and see what's happening over there before we head over to Mongkok.
Okay, guys, I have to leave you because I need to eat. But good job on everything that you're doing, James. I believe as the creator of Jamie, you created this hangout, so I think that when I leave, it should be fine.
Just click out on the X on the corner and it'll be okay.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, guys. Good luck, James. I'll see you later on.
Okay,
All right,
see you later, Chris.
Bye-bye.
All right, so Jamie, are you going to stay on with me then?
Yeah, I'll stay on here for a little while longer.
So we can see here there's a camera recording. Not sure what, but it's just kind of recording here. Capturing the whole scene, why you scene. As we walk back the freeway towards the Admiralty Zone, it's 11:50 p.m. Thursday evening. So in 10 minutes it's going to be Friday, when scheduled talks have been called off. And the second breaking news to come out of Hong Kong today is that Chief Executive C.Y. Leung has allegedly received £4 million in payments she did not disclose from an Australian engineering firm. And an official complaint has been lodged against the Chief Executive by the Democratic Party, and now that investigation is underway. So people are saying that he may get impeached for this. That is the chatter, that if this is an illegal contribution, he may get impeached. So either way, C.Y. Leung's days in office does look numbered. Either being pushed out by the Occupy movement or through this new scandal that he received 50 million Hong Kong dollars or 4 million pounds without declaring this income. And his official response was, I didn't have to declare it. So that's the breaking story.
Well, I will declare that I did not receive 50 million pounds or $50 million.
Sorry, 4 million pounds, 50 million Hong Kong dollars.
4 million pounds?
4 million British pounds.
Okay. I did not receive that, and I'm sure James did not either. And we would be more than happy to accept any Bitcoin donations. But yeah, that's incredible that these big government guys get away with all these under the table huge monies like that, and it's all for this crony capitalism favors and things, and it's just obscene amounts of money too. It's not like, hey buddy, I'll buy you a 12-pack of beer or something if you pick me up, or if you give my wife a ride home or something. Those are the kind of favors I'm used to from people. Is I'll buy a guy a beer or something if he gives me a ride.
Okay, so we got some explanation. We actually passed by this area earlier where it looked like students were studying, and we said it might be a study area, but we're actually going to get an explanation now. I walked by a sign that says Econ Math by Calvin and Chelsea. So I'm going to assume you're Calvin and you're Chelsea, right? Hi, I'm James, and we're streaming now live on World Crypto Network via YouTube. And so would you mind telling the audience members what's happening here?
So there's some students were started to join this movement, so in order to compensate them or help them to catch up with the progress in studying, so we set up
And who are you teaching? University students or middle school students, high school students?
Our target are middle school students.
So you're looking to help middle school students do their homework,
Yeah.
and that must mean you guys are university students. Wow, isn't that amazing? So we have tutoring going on here in Occupy Central. We have two dedicated university students who are not just helping out with the process, but also helping middle school students do their homework here, which is really amazing.
And it's economics they're doing. Do they know about Bitcoin?
Economics and math. We're actually on our World Crypto Network, which is a Bitcoin channel. Have you guys? It's got something to do with economics. Have you guys heard of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You guys have. So they have heard of Bitcoin. So they do know what Bitcoin is. Did you have any specific questions then about that? Do your friends know about Bitcoin, or is it something that's just yeah? You've all heard of it. Do people use it amongst your friends? So it's not a popular technology in Hong Kong. Hong Kong University, that is. So there's a shop near Hong Kong University. Wow, so you can buy and sell Bitcoin next to Hong Kong University. Okay. That's really interesting to know. Do you guys think Bitcoin will be popular in Hong Kong in the future, or you're just not too sure of this area?
Actually, online shopping is not very often because if they shop online, we will use some like websites from China that Bitcoin is not common in China.
Okay, so a lot of Hong Kongers shop on Chinese websites, and these Chinese websites are not accepting Bitcoin. So, and it's too convenient in Hong Kong, right? So, all right, then thank you so much, Chelsea. It was a real pleasure to meet you, and thank you for telling us what's happening here, and that students do come down to do their homework. That's really, really nice to see. So thank you, guys. Thanks, Calvin. Thanks, Chelsea. So we've got a little update on what's actually happening here, and you can see university students are going out of their way to help fellow middle class students. As you can see, another group here. So these are uniformed middle school students learning from university students here in the middle of Occupy Central. You can see the word study amongst the Chinese characters. So this is a study zone where university students tutor fellow students in Hong Kong.
Interesting. Oh, Tony P has a question here. Isn't the new plan to veto all Yang's actions in government?
Isn't the plan by... Repeat that question, please.
Is the plan now to just try and veto all the actions in government?
Right, that's what the Democratic Party is doing, is just veto everything and just make life tough for the opposition party to get anything done. They're not going to cooperate on any kind of action. They're just going to disrupt LegCo, which is like our Congress. It's like filibustering,
Yeah, just kind of grind everything to a halt.
Exactly, and that's what the opposition party have said they will do in response. So that's right in front of us here is the main stage. This is where people come up and give official speeches here. So sometimes you'll see the pro-democracy leaders or students get up on stage making announcements or rallying the crowd. And across this footbridge, you can see a lot of artwork and posters hung. There's a fat man as well here, the chief executive. You see a lot of 689.
Again, if you're new to following this or watching, the 689 is the number of people that actually voted into office who is there now, not the in the United States, people use the area code of their telephone number as a 3-number representation of where they're from and stuff. So I know that's what I thought it was at first. So like where I live, it's 715, but the 689 in the Hong Kong protest is actually representative of the votes it took to elect the current chief.
Exactly. Thank you for explaining that, Jamie. It's not 689,000, but only 689 votes is all it took to elect our current chief executive. And as you can see here, there's a sleeping zone. So anyone's welcome to actually sleep in one of these tents if you're sleepy. But there's an empty tent. Head on in and get some Z's.
We just might have to take them up on that, and maybe we'll have a World Crypto Network nap.
So yesterday we were at this very same point where this new statue was erected by 5 artists, and we featured the John Lennon wall, where we had put a message of freedom, which we'll try and find.
Oh, is that a projector just shined up on the side of that wall there?
If you can go to occupier.hk/standbyu and submit messages, and we will broadcast them here. This one says Hong Kong. So this one's by Kai from the Netherlands. Stand fast. Remember you future generations as well. Do not let them take your future. So anyone can go to this website, occupier.hk/standbyu, and send a message to protesters here in Hong Kong. They're in English and Chinese. It's quite diverse and international, the messages. But we're now going to show you this giant wooden statue which we featured yesterday, but we'll just have another look.
Now we see all the umbrellas on the ground, which has really become a symbol of this movement in Hong Kong.
Yes.
That's been dubbed the Umbrella Revolution.
This is the Umbrella Revolution map, made from wooden blocks.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. They broke up wooden pallets from shipping containers and made that statue out of them. Very, very ingenious and nice work out of all the stuff, and reusing containers and stuff that would normally be rubbish there to make art and stuff out of it. And here we have the wall of Post-it notes with different messages from people. I was going to see if we can find the message that Kaka put up for me yesterday on the wall. Might be kind of hard.
And definitely will not be easy to find ours, because I can't remember exactly which spot we put it up on.
Yeah, it might be kind of like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yes.
All right. You can see some people just drew little pictures of art, and some people have messages on there and different languages, and it's just another form of communication. Democracy and freedom, all we are asking for. A peace symbol. We've got some drawings, a little umbrella drawing. Was there some bats next to that little umbrella drawing or something, the lion?
There are some little
That little umbrella that Kaka was wearing yesterday, the little wooden one or whatever it was made out of, was really neat.
Yeah, that was really cute.
Oh, if you can move the camera just a little more slowly so it comes out on the video better, it might help.
That's our chief executive.
Looked like he had his chin on a cat.
Yeah, with a tail.
This is a bear. The Hong Kong people are really creative.
Absolutely, and we've seen this. But it's not support from the Hong Kong people. This person's from Brazil, New York.
Yeah.
So as we walk down the wall here, we'll be back in the main Admiralty Protest Square, where things are very calm tonight. There's not much tension, not much going on. So we'll try and jump in a vehicle and go across to the other part of the island.
Well, you think there's really anything else more going on that we need to see today, or should we just call it a day and come back? Why don't you go get some sleep and?
Yeah, we can actually wrap up because we've actually focused on the Mongkok area quite extensively. So I think we've shown quite a lot today on the island side. We can maybe call it a night.
Yeah, I think we could call it a day, and it's just after midnight there. It's 5 after midnight, and you can take a break and go home and get some rest. And I think tomorrow might be a busy day, and we can be in touch. And if people have questions, you can send them to me on Twitter at JamieNelson1 or James at PR Hacks, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. If you want us to answer them on the air, just say you want them on the air.
This one's quite funny. It shows the protesters using the barricades as like an Olympic, you know. And then here it shows protesters using the barricades as a barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Here, protesters using two of these as a gym.
That's a gymnastics horse.
Right. Over here, people are suggesting to use it to dry your clothes.
A lot of good uses for those.
So there are a lot of good use cases for these barricades, not just to block off humans, but you can see the creative artwork there of suggestions.
I thought of using it to cook your food with them before. I've seen people do that. But, okay, we're going to sign off. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And you can follow us on Twitter at WorldCryptoNet. And we will be back tomorrow, or if anything exciting happens, we will be back with that. Tonight we have, it's in about 6 hours, we have the Bitcoin Talk Show with some of the great minds in the Bitcoin world. And you can tune into that on the World Crypto Network, which is always enjoyable to watch. And once again, just thank you to all our supporters, and our Bitcoin addresses are below if you want to support the show. So we'll see you later. Bye-bye.